CBS 6 News starts now with breaking news.
First tonight at 5, an historic trial in a Manhattan criminal courtroom, the first possible criminal conviction of a former or current U.S. president.
And just as we are coming on the air tonight, we're learning the jury has reached a verdict in the Donald Trump trial. As of 4:45, they asked for an additional 30 minutes to fill out some paperwork. This verdict on 34 felony counts accusing Donald Trump of falsifying business records to violate New York State election law during his 2016 campaign.
It must be a unanimous verdict on every count, despite some comments from Trump earlier today.
Nobody's ever heard of a thing like this. It's called pick 'em. It's like the lottery. Pick 'em. You pick 'em. And you don't have to be, even though in a criminal case you have to be unanimous, you don't have to be. Just give a couple of votes, because the judge, unfortunately, is corrupt.
Going to take you live now to our courthouse stakeout. There it is right now, where the former president has been delivering remarks, as you just heard, daily. We'll get you right back to that CBS News special report as we await the verdict. So you just had a front row seat to American history as we learned along with you that the verdict in Donald Trump's criminal trial is in, guilty on all 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. We'll have much more ahead later tonight.
Yeah, a historic moment for the country, Trump becoming the first former president ever convicted of a crime. So we'll be following that, as you said, later tonight in our later newscast. To local news now, a UAlbany student who jurors say was wrongfully convicted, now sentenced to 5 years behind bars. We first brought you this story last week. 20-year-old Mikhail Hall was convicted of attempted assault following a fight and a woman being cut on UAlbany's campus 2 years ago. However, the jury recently said they misunderstood the charges and wrongfully convicted Hall in the case, saying they believe he acted in self-defense. Despite this, Albany County DA David Soares refused to move to vacate the verdict, and today Hall was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. Here's what Hall and Hall's attorney had to say in response.
I am going to complete my education. I have been researching correspondence college courses and Dante's exam, so I have been going through this stage of my procedures. And I'm going to continue my education and fight to stay positive. And to the victim, Ms. Roach, I'm sorry that the series of events that occurred that night transpired the way that they did, and I hope that you're okay and doing well. And to my parents, I'm sorry for putting you both through this.
You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, period. But sometimes asking to do the right thing is asking too much.
On top of that 5-year sentence, Hall will also have to serve 5 years on post-release supervision. New York City is telling some upstate asylum seekers, find your own place to live or you'll be coming back downstate.
In a story first reported by the Albany Times-Union, New York City is asking upstate businesses or organizations to let them know if they can house the individuals displaced by the conditions at the Super 8 in Rotterdam. Tonight,
CBS 6's Tom Eschen speaks with organizations and officials about the options available right now.
Maria is a volunteer.
And if you're just joining us, we have that major historic breaking news out of Manhattan.
Former President Trump, the first president, current or former, to ever be convicted of a crime.
Yeah, guilty on all 34 charges connected to falsifying business records. He's speaking right now. Let's try to go there. You don't see a lot of crew highlights. I like that.
True, yeah.
That's exciting. And I think we can beat a team called the Flying Cows.
You think so?
I do think so.
Yeah.
All right, still to come, our all-new news at 5:30. Our weekly Power and Politics segment returns.
Our Tom Eschen joins us live with Republican Assemblyman Scott Bendet to discuss some of the big issues impacting the capital region and New York State as a whole.
Now with breaking news.
And first at 5:30, we continue following that breaking news. A verdict in the hush money criminal case against former President Donald Trump. The verdict, guilty on all 34 counts against him.
Prosecutors accused Trump of falsifying business records to violate New York State election law during his 2016 campaign. It's a historic verdict, the first U.S. president to ever be convicted of a felony. The former president is expected to appeal, speaking just moments ago, saying he is a, quote, very innocent man. The case could have a unique impact on the presidential election as he is the presumptive Republican nominee. Sentencing for possible prison time or probation is scheduled for July 11th, but again, an appeal is expected beforehand.
All new at 5:30, CBS 6 is continuing our weekly Power and Politics segment.